Dort, and I'm down to dunk. This is Luke Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
I'm Josh Giddy, and I'm down to dunk.
Hey, this is Kenny Hustle, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Darius Bazley, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Poku, and I'm down to dunk.
I love cereal. Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, I can have these. I'm going to share with my team, but I'm going to hog most of them.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. With me, as always on Mondays, is my good friend, Michele Berra. Michele, what's up?
Well, I mean, this new intro is amazing. It's really,
have
really
you
good.
been part of a show that's had it yet? Is this your first time?
I think so. Or I was very distracted last Monday.
Yeah.
One of the two. And
Yeah.
by the way, Muscala has the best podcasting voice on the team, by far.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mike is great. I hope to get Mike on the pod for an extended discussion of cereal and everything else very soon. So, man, what a fun game on Saturday that the Thunder had. It had so many elements to it, and it's funny because there's been nights throughout this season where you leave the arena and you're like, man, there's like nothing to talk about. Like there's nothing going on, I'll get texts. I was in like a group text with Joe, and Joe's like, I have like nothing to write about. The same with Drew Brown, like who was writing for us for the OKC Dream Team. He's like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Saturday was the exact opposite, where it's like, I don't know which one of these things to write about, or which one
It's Trey Mann. The answer is very simple. Very, very simple.
Trey Mann is definitely one of the things that you want to talk about. Like the buzzer beater was one. Dort's game was another one. It was incredible. The fact that they benched Darius Bazley is another one. I mean, there's just like so many elements to that game that just made it so much fun. And then like all the stuff, post game where Shea, the dance that Shea did, said he modeled it after a dance that Lamar Odom did back in the day. And it was so like this Thunder team can be so endearing. And like one of the things was he talked about how he and Bazley had talked about that if either one of them ever got a game winner, they would do this Lamar Odom dance. And he said he didn't remember to do it until he saw Darius's face. And then once he saw his face, you could even see it. Like I posted a video of it on my Twitter account where he like makes sure that everybody moves out of the way. And Dort said that he shoved him out of the way so that he could do this dance. And it was like, that's just like, oh, like that's incredible. Like that's so much fun. Like, what a fun team to follow. They only have 9 wins and they're bottom of the Western Conference, but they still somehow make it like a really fun team to follow.
I thought for 10-15 seconds that was not a dance, but they were mocking Batum for his defense. That was a Batum impression.
Oh man, that Batum. Part of me understands what Batum was thinking, because it's the guy that leads the league in drives, and they didn't need a 3, they needed a 2, and so the defense was bad. Like I'm not going to defend him, but the fact is, like, this is the player that leads the league in drives. Like the Clippers basically gave the Thunder whatever they wanted at the rim all night. And so perhaps
great transition defense.
Perhaps
the entire night for the Clippers.
Oh, so bad. But perhaps he thought he was going to drive, and then he took the step back, and it was horrific defense. Like you could tell the effort wasn't there, like the buy-in wasn't there. So like there's no defending that. But I can understand why he'd position himself there, just because Shea was that good and shook him and hit the shot. What an absolutely fun game. And it's one of those no lose nights, for anybody. Like it didn't matter what the outcome was. Yeah. Obviously it's better to strengthen your own pick than it is to
the good one.
The Clippers pick, but still, like the consolation prize isn't bad. And also getting the players and Mark and everybody in a good mood is always way more fun afterwards. Like you can get better stuff out of them. Oh, and also the Giddy near triple double. That's another thing. I didn't even say it. Like that was a huge thing. Like it's mid third quarter. I mean, I pulled up my computer this morning. I had after the game and everything, I just shut my computer. I hadn't opened it up until this morning. Opened it up, look at TweetDeck, and my drafted tweet of Josh Giddy as the youngest player to ever get a triple double in NBA history was still up there, just waiting to hit enter. He didn't get it
anyway. Like this was fun. This was prepared.
I know.
Send it anyway.
Joe Masato leaned over third quarter. Was like, I just leaned over to him and said, "They took him out. Like, how can you take him out now?" He's like, "Oh, don't worry, he'll get it. He'll get it." I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know that he's gonna get it.
He really wanted.
He wanted it bad. His problem is he didn't tell his teammates because nobody knew afterwards. Mark didn't know. Shea didn't know. Lou didn't know. They didn't know that he was near triple double. You should have just leaned over and said, "Hey guys, like, listen, I'm 2 points away. Just help me generate something. Like Shea, let's run a pick and roll, and I'll dive to the hoop, and you dish it to me and let me score." But he kind of kept it to himself, and he took some of the worst shots I've seen him take all season. He took this hook shot in the lane. That was just like, whoa, okay, man. Like I know I want it. I want you to have it too. But that one was really bad.
Yeah.
It was really
bad. I was listening to I really try to, I know I'm bad at this, but I'm really trying to diversify with the color commentators.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, the Clippers are among the best of the best because they are absolutely not biased.
It's Mike Fratello, man.
Yes.
It's the czar Mike Fratello. He was sitting right in front of me. It was so much fun just him being near me.
And he said, "Hook shot. Okay, with the left hand." Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
It was bad.
For that alone, he didn't deserve to get the triple double just for that shot.
It was bad.
That was fun though. He did have 18 rebounds, which is like nothing to sneeze at for somebody that thinks of themselves as a point guard. Like we've had one of those guys here before. And also it's going to be fun, and I'll save a lot of this for when he does get the triple double. But like just the process behind getting his triple double versus Russell's approach behind getting the triple double is like hilariously the opposite. You know?
Yeah, the rebound department is really natural for him. He's really just a very good positional rebounder.
Yeah,
and
a little bit like Kevin Love, honestly, like young Kevin Love. I'm honest, like they play different positions, but Kevin Love had a similar, like Kevin Love's not a great athlete, like everybody knows that, and neither is Josh. Yeah. And they get rebounds in a very similar way, like below the rim rebounds, which is just, it's fun. Like that's kind of fun to watch.
It is, and it's not sacrificing defense too much. I'm really, I think I mentioned it 5 times already on Thunder After Dark. But the thing that I like the most of this Bazley benching is not that Bazley is on the bench.
Although I like that though.
Kind of.
I think you do, and that's okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it's not the thing that I like the most of it. Let me put it this way. I think that Giddy can really play with a good center as a 4-man.
Yeah.
Defensively. Because he's not the guy who is going to be guarded by the point guard on the other team.
Yeah.
And it's not likely that Giddy wants to guard the point guard on the opponent team.
No, he's not a point of attack defender. Like he's just
No, he's not. And clearly on some matchups, like putting Giddy against Anthony Davis is a no-go. Making him guarding a guy like Giannis is a no. But against most of the teams, you can slide him at the 4 against Atlanta, for example. Gallo, okay. I mean, Gallo is a good player, but I don't see Giddy in trouble by having him guarding a guy like Gallo. So it's clearly matchup based, but I think that if OKC is able to construct something like a roster that is a little bit versatile on defense, where you can play with Giddy's size, then it's good. Because if you have like Dort, Kenrich, and Giddy, you can guard like a lot of players.
Yeah,
I know that if you play against the Lakers, probably it's not great. But guess what? Even if Bazley guards Anthony Davis, it's not going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be maybe a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the versatility that Giddy offers, and the fact that he's also like guarding fours and like leading this rookie class in drives per game. Like those pretty cool that you have a guy that's that versatile. And the passing like keeps showing up. They really tried to run more. They haven't had a ton of fast break points all season. Like they've got to be like near the bottom of the league in fast break points. But they really tried to push against the Clippers on Saturday, and it was effective. And part of it is that Giddy can find guys so quickly, and deliver the ball right on time. And that's the kind of stuff that I think is going to help kind of shape the identity of this team and what they want to do and who they want to be. Obviously, you have Shea and Giddy who are just driving constantly.
Mm-hmm.
The next evolution of this team is having somebody that can make a shot out there,
Yeah.
And right now, even with the starting lineup change, they still don't really have that. Like Lou has been good. Like Lou is the closest thing to that.
How dare you?
What?
There is Trey Mann.
Yeah, there is Trey Mann.
Yeah, he looks like a great shooter. And the shot that he had to end the first quarter.
Yeah.
That was a full Anthony Morrow. I'm not lowering the ball an inch. Just taking it wherever it is, go up and nail it smoothly from the corner. That was a great shooting display.
It was incredible. I mean, I don't want to get too irrational with him yet. But man, he has been very good. And defensively, he is way better than I ever thought he would be. I thought he was just going to be a sieve on defense.
Yeah, and he was quite bad against the Clippers, I think. But
in spots,
it's not horrible.
Yes, but like he's competing still.
Oh, sure.
You know,
otherwise he will not be on the court.
Yeah, he doesn't play, which is great. That's great for his development, and he understands that, and he's really trying to stick to that. It's just cool to see, and it's cool to see the development of a player like pretty quickly. I mean, at the beginning of this season, even in like practice and stuff, they said that he couldn't get shots up against his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's generating space. Like he completely dusted Eric Bledsoe. Like left him. Like just completely left him in, right there inside the 3-point arc. Step back. Like, wow. That was impressive. And there aren't many guys that can do that. And when you think about it, it's like star players exclusively that do that. And I'm not saying Trey is a star. I think the hope and the idea of Trey Mann is that he will be a guy off the bench that can come in and get buckets, and create offense and do all that and play some with the starters and be mostly an off the bench piece. And not like the Thunder don't leave room for him to be more than that. They absolutely
they
will. But I think that's the idea because they've got Shea, Dort, and Giddy that are filling the guard spots. And Trey
for now
is the guy off the bench for now. Dort is so good, man.
Yeah, Dort is good.
Dort has taken a leap.
That development is nonsensical to me. Like, it's absolutely nonsense. Like, it's like you start your first year of your major, and after like a year, you are ready for the PhD. That doesn't happen to humans, and he's exceptional. Like the way in which he changed his finishing, like he completely changed the timing of every finish that he makes. at the beginning of the season, there were a few moments where you could see him still doing this. Well, I'm going up and the ball goes away of my hands before I actually feel the contact. Over the past 3 weeks, that never happens. He always waits. First, I absorb the contact. Then I'm still going up because he's a good leaper. And then I make my move.
Yeah.
And he was just having, like, he owned Zubac and Hartenstein completely, more than Shea. Because, like, a lot of the penetration that he had were, like, tough ones, but not very easy ones. Like, it's just incredible. But back to Mann and the thing that you said about being a super, like that move was a superstar move. I agree. I remember when we scouted LaMelo Ball and we had like high grades on him. To me, that was based almost entirely in his ability as a passer and his ability to create space with his dribble. That is something that is so valuable in the league, and there will be counters. Because if you look the way in which he does it now, Trey Mann is almost always going right and then get into his left. So they will trying to push him left like they're doing with Shea. That will happen. And if he's able to, and it's also happening with Giddy, like a lot. Like no one is giving him the right anymore.
No.
It's just, hey, go there.
That's where he's got to improve a lot. Is the passing is there, the rebounding's there, great. The handle has got to get a lot better, and the shot making has got to get a lot better. Like those are two areas of weakness for Josh right now. Yeah. And I think Trey too. Like Trey is going to be in the scouting report more and more as the season goes on. And how does he react to it?
Yeah, but one of the counters that he's already implementing, which is something that if you told me 2 weeks ago, say, hey, take it slowly. That will come in 2 years, maybe. It's the deep three. Like he's starting to take deep ones.
That deep. He did it in the G League.
I saw that
the other night, which is really cool to see. You know, that they are letting him use the G League, and we got to talk about Poku there too. But he's using the G League to work on that kind of stuff, and then brought it back with him. What an absolute, and this is what Mark calls it. He calls it a cheat code for them. He says the G League is a cheat code for us. He said our players have played more minutes this season than any other team in the NBA because we use the G League. And it's like absolutely correct with guys like Trey Mann. I think that they can get into these G League games and feel like, wow, like I am vastly superior to all these guys. And I can work on these things like the deep three and my step back and my handle and all kinds of stuff. And I think it's done wonders for Trey and has been very helpful for him. And I think it's done the same for Poku. But yeah, the deep three, he hit that three. I was shocked when he pulled up because he was way out there.
Oh yeah.
He just shot it. And I was like, he just shot it? Like what? Wait a minute. Like what's going on here? And the jumper just looks so pure. The Thunder haven't had a like shooter like this in a few years. Like it's been a little bit since they've
by the way,
straight up pure shooter.
Question that I wanted to ask you before the pod, but then I said I'll save it for the pod.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that very good shooter that was here a couple of years ago and went away in a bad way. Suppose that his team, which is probably a title favorite right now, I mean, things don't go his way and their way and his way. Do you welcome him back or not?
Back here?
How many seconds do you wait until you say, please, yes?
0 seconds.
Okay.
I
thought at least 5 seconds.
That is not going to happen. 2, like, yeah, they have the cap space. Like they don't need to. You just put him on this team. the West is tough. It's not that tough.
No, I asked you how many seconds. I thought at least 5, but no. It
No,
will just
nothing.
everything will go away.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
just like it would be like when Cleveland got LeBron back. You know, how long did they have to wait before they were like, he's coming home? You know, he's finally coming home. Like that would be great. No, I mean, yeah, we'd have to have like a podcast where we take back all the bad things we said about Kevin, you know, kind of thing. It should be great. I'd love to have the chance to have that show. It's not happening though.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Probably not. I wanted a better answer. I mean, 0 seconds is just. Oh, I wanted like no.
No, I'm sorry, dude. He would fit really well with what this team is trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's why I love Jabari Smith. Not the same player, but the same concept, like a tall shooting.
Jabari is the best. Well, I don't know. I feel like they can fit a lot of guys, but theoretically, he's one of the better fits among the top 5 guys right now.
Yeah, just imagine every single action where you can easily find a guy from the elbow when they play zone or up to the 3-point line in any other possession. Just, hey, he's there. Smooth jumper. Nailed it. Gives you so much.
Hey, Dort stat. Lou Dort, last season, 41% on drives to the rim. This season, 49% on drives.
That seems better.
Yeah. It's the best on the team. With guys that are driving to the rim frequently. It's better than Shea, better than Giddy.
What's the distribution in terms of like attempts that are between 0 and 3 feet and stuff like that?
Oh man,
do you have the breakdown there?
I don't have the breakdown called up. Let me see if I can get it.
On drives. No, I meant the idea, because Dort is finishing a lot. Close.
Yeah, he's finishing a lot. He's 10 drives per game.
Yeah, and I think that at least 90% of them is just getting at the rim.
10 drives per game, 3.6 field goal attempts.
And the other ones are pass out situations and stuff like that. Or turnovers,
or how much? Yeah, turnovers, assists.
Yeah, no, but I mean, among his shots, I think that the distribution is like a lot of those are just layups and close attempts.
Yeah,
instead Shea, when he drives, he's a really like he mixes up like mid range stuff like that. Dort tries mid ranges, but are just like very low percentage in his volumes.
Yeah, his pull-up game is it's a ways away. It looks forced when he does it.
Yeah, but it's fine to mix it up sometimes. He has to start. It's not that he's abusing that shot.
I mean, definitely not. Without a doubt, not. He doesn't. He's done it a few times. He's made it. You know, I've seen him make it, which is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the overall changing of his finishing at the basket, it's just insane. I mean, it's almost insane as Alex's prediction coming true like every single time, like Cleveland, Dort finishing like Wizards.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. He is Dort on pull-ups this season has the best shooting percentage on the team.
How many?
Per game, it's only 2 per game.
Oh, okay.
Is all. But he
because there are also threes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But 42%. Trey Mann's 30% on 3 attempts. Giddy is 35.9% on 3 attempts. Shea is 33.8% on 9 attempts. Teo's 14%.
Poku is 12%.
Poku's 31%.
Oh,
1.6.
nice.
Yeah. Not. I mean, that's bad, but Poku. Let's talk about Poku. Let's take a quick break and then we'll talk about Poku. And we're back from that quick break. Time to talk Poku. He played 2 G League games. The first one, I was there.
No, it was so bad.
It was alarming is the way I would describe it. Mark Daignault said that he was a little bit too floaty in that game, which I thought was a really good and fun way to describe it. Because, he was just kind of there and wasn't doing a whole lot. He was not aggressive. He was not, getting himself into the game. It was extremely disappointing and a waste of my time, honestly, to even be there. Game 2, I wasn't there. Maybe it's just because I wasn't there. He doesn't want to see my face.
It's you, Andrew.
He was great. He was aggressive. He had the pull-up 3 going. He's driving the lane. And he looks so much better against the Clippers. Like he only played 9 minutes. He scored 10 points in 9 minutes. I don't know why he didn't play more. I wish that he would have gotten a better shot because he was actually pretty good. On every level, I thought he played well. I thought his passing, I thought his shooting, I thought everything was really on point. And even Mark afterwards talked about how that was probably one of his best games and that the G League kind of helped fuel that. He took what he did in the G League on Friday, came in on Saturday, and brought the same energy. And with Poku, it's all about the energy. It's all about the energy and what he's able to do. So that was exciting to watch him be able to do that.
Yeah, it was. And it was also engaging the fact that he was really sharp with his off-ball movements. That is something very important to a guy like for a guy like Poku. I mean, shooting is clearly the swing skill, but also being able to generate points by moving around and being in the right place. He's tall, so when he dives there, like he has gravity. People are actually paying attention. And he had 2 moments where he made that putback dunk, and the other one was a very timely cut. And if he does that, plus a couple of threes or a couple of shots going in, wow.
The ball looked better. Like to me, it looked better than it had. Even his like body language was just better.
Yeah. And maybe that's why Mark decided to play him just 9 minutes. Like, hey, let's keep the positive vibe. You did great.
Maybe so.
Let's keep that. Let's keep that emotion right now. Because there were like a lot of games where it started off like that and then it plummeted in the second half. Hey, let's stop there. You did great today. And we'll try next week or next game to build up on that. I mean, I don't know anything about psychology, but giving like a positive feedback that is not fake, that you created, and then you keep just the good for a couple of days. And of course, I mean, you cannot play him 8 minutes every time and prevent him to make mistake. But like again, you had a good game with the G League. You had a good game with the grown-ups, and I mean, it's a positive thing.
So speaking of psychology, Darius Bazley was benched by Mark Daignault for the Clippers game. It was interesting talking to him before the game, and Joe asked a bunch of questions, and I asked a bunch of questions just about it. It's like just a really interesting time to do it. It's a really interesting team to bench him against too. And so part of me was I asked him, like, is this a Clippers specific benching? Is this? He said it was not, that this is something that they would have done. He said it's kind of like yes or no. Or it's yes and no, that it's a Clippers specific. Like, I think that they waited until the Clippers game because they knew they could use a little bit more perimeter defense. And then, but also this is something they were going to do anyways. And he said he doesn't know who he's starting against Memphis. He said, I could start another guard. I could start another big. It's like, oh, okay. So he doesn't.
But not Bazley.
But it won't be him, which I think it was time. The way that I've described it on other podcasts, I was on my buddy Keith Parrish does a podcast called Fast Break Breakfast, and he was asking about Bazley. And the thing with Darius is like he's a good defender, but he's not like Andre Robertson. You could always defend him.
But don't put their names like
that's what I'm saying though, is that like you could always defend him and say like, yes, he needs to be the starter. He should be the starter because he does this and this and this. With Darius, it's like he's not good enough to defend that. Like he is a passable defender who's
exactly
a pretty good shot blocker. Like that's what he is.
That is perfect description.
That's not good enough to start.
No.
On any NBA team, I don't care if you're tanking, it's not good enough. And offensively, he doesn't provide enough of anything consistently for it to make sense to give him that, just to let him stay the starter. And I think they need to get more looks for guys. I think Aaron Wiggins is fine there. He's a guy who's just going to give you effort every night. He's probably a little bit better shot maker than Darius is. That's good. I'd like to see Poku get a chance there. They might start Giant Dort, tonight.
That's the issue. That's the issue. Tonight we will probably see JRE and Giant Dort.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
But that is not good.
I'd like to see Trey get the start.
Not going to happen. Who's guarding JJJ?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Giddy? I mean, I just said that he could guard fours, but hey.
I don't know. JJJ hasn't made a 3 in a while.
Since the 73-point loss?
I can't remember how long it's been. I think it's been like 2 or 3 games that he hasn't made a 3. But yeah, also, I mean, like the real guy that should start, if they were trying to win all their games, they would just start Kenrich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but also Kenrich against JJJ is not a good matchup anyway. The only thing
they have no good matchup. Like, let's make that clear.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if we're talking defensive matchup, like it would probably be Darius, right?
Yeah, or you can play Muscala and JRE. That would be okay as well.
Yeah, Roby's not good. You know who they should dust off and start on JJJ? Gabby Deck. Just dust off Gabby Deck.
That is still the weirdest agency probably related stuff that I witnessed.
Yeah, it still baffles me a little bit.
Like it's $3.5 million.
I'd like to know the story behind it,
Yeah.
But I also only care enough to think about it once every like 3 weeks. So
exactly, like who is there? Right. And he played so well in the Olympics. I was so pumped. I said, well, they will trade him because I even suggested the trade with Bamba, which was so stupid. But he was very, very good at the Olympics, like one of the best.
Yeah.
So much better than Facundo Campazzo. But again, that is not a tall task, apparently. But anyway.
Yeah. John Morant is now listed as questionable.
Wow.
So they're questioning whether he can play, which is great. That'd be great to see him play because this is somewhat of a revenge game against the Memphis Grizzlies. This is the place where they lost by 73 points. I think they will be quite motivated not to do that again. Yeah. And also, the Grizzlies just lost last night. Who did they lose to? Somebody not good. I can't remember who it was.
The Kings?
Feels
Portland?
Like Portland. Yeah, Portland. They lost to the Blazers. And they're probably feeling a little upset about that. So
another very puzzling team. Blazers.
Yeah. What's puzzling about them to you?
The entire history after the Wave game.
Yeah, true.
That to me is incredible.
It is. Part of it's like Dame hasn't been Dame this year. I mean, that's
but even if Dame was Dame, even last season, I mean, it's weird that they couldn't improve the roster, and they actually made it so much worse.
Yeah, the management's done a horrific job managing that roster. You know what Dame's shooting from 3 this season?
I don't know. Let me guess. 31.5.
Oh, you are like so close. It's painful. Like I could.
I swear I didn't look it up.
31.7.
Oh.
And I can't believe of all people to pick like a 5 or a 0, it was you. 31.5. Come on, like you're better than that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You should have picked 0.6 or 0.7.
Yeah.
You were very close though. That's very impressive. Yeah, that's not good. That's bad. That's hurting.
Yeah, I figured it was a number that started with 3. Dame is not that bad. And 31 was a good number, good guess. Then I added a few.
Career low for him.
Yeah.
From 3. If he can bounce back a little bit, they might be all right. You know. Let's take a look at the reverse standings, and then I've got to go.
Oh, do you think that Kenrich can be helpful for them? I don't know what's the trade there.
Kenrich can be helpful for everybody, man.
Yeah, but sorry, let me rephrase. Do you see Portland being a team that calls for a guy like Kenrich or not?
He is certainly somebody to add to your team. That's like a nice little tweak to give you a boost off the bench. So what would they want in return? The Thunder from them. They're not giving up Nasir.
Yeah, they have good stuff.
I don't know what their pick situation is. I don't know. I don't know that there's anything that I'm particularly interested in from the Blazers. I'd like to get a young big. That's what I would like to get in return.
Why?
Just for fun.
I want a wing.
Just to try one out.
I want a shooter with size. Moody, Reddish.
I'm not a Reddish guy, but I would definitely take Mosey Moody on this team.
Moody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I just don't think you're getting that. I think you could get a big. I don't think
I would pay a first. I told you in the group chat. I will pay Kenrich in a first to get Moody.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just don't like what. I don't think the Warriors do that. I think the Warriors should do that because
Why not?
Kenrich would be great for them because they're enamored with the idea of bridging the gap from this team to the next team. Still, that's why they have all these guys. Is
that wine?
It's not. This is
too bad.
I know. It's really too bad.
No, again, I know they have
like that. I would love that. I would like that.
They wouldn't probably do it for Kenrich.
No, they would not.
They would absolutely do it for Dort in a split of a second.
Well, yeah. But then we're talking like that's crazy talk, man. Like,
it's crazy talk.
That's stupid. To get Dort, for them to get Dort, I would need Moody and Wiseman.
But do you do it for that package? Probably so.
Yeah. You do. The potential there is sky high. However, do I feel more? I feel way better about Dort than I do Wiseman. I think
that's the point. That's the point.
You know what? Nope. Now I'm not doing it. I'm out. I need more.
I think so. I think you need more.
It's more than it's a fair deal, but I think Dort is super good. I think he's a very helpful player.
Yeah.
The Thunder currently sit at 3rd in the reverse standings. Detroit, who won last night, but still only have 5 wins. at 5-24. Orlando at 6-25. The Oklahoma City Thunder at 9-19. And then next,
Too good.
it's New Orleans at 10-21 and Houston at 10-20. So
That's
great.
tough.
It's great.
That's why you trade Kenny.
That's why you trade Kenny, without a doubt.
Yeah.
That's why you trade Kenny Hustle, so that you can get a better pick or at least stay where you're at.
Yeah. Which I don't know. If you give
the
me,
furthest you fall is 6 still. Is that right? Or 7? I think 7.
I lost you for a second.
Oh, I said the furthest you fall is 6, right? Or 7.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would not be an ideal situation, obviously, to
No.
fall back there. But
Hey,
if you could be at 1, 2, or 3, I'd feel comfortable at any of those slots, selecting any of those 3 players.
yeah, maybe even 4. I mean, I was listening to the great draft combo.
It's a
Bassemi
great
and Penny.
Man, they have evolved in like such a fun.
Oh yeah,
area.
I love them.
I love it. It's such a fun show. Those guys
Yeah,
are great.
yeah, it's great. Penny, and I mean, it's since the Veseni plus Cold Zwicker that I'm waiting for this.
Zwicker was good too.
Yeah. And Penny is a different character, but I really like it. And they were discussing 4 guys with my former almost alma mater in Purdue.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a special one as well. So who knows?
Yeah.
It seemed like a 5-guy draft last year, and it turns out that maybe 5 was accurate, but not the 5 that we were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And even the 6th one in Wagner, or the 5th one, depending on which rank, which ranking do you like? I mean, but clearly, number 1 and number 2 were a different breed.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
there's no doubt.
You need luck. You need a bit of luck.
Oh yeah, you gotta have luck. Yeah.
Yeah, Wade Johnson 1 asks, what is the name of the show? It's the Game Theory Podcast.
Oh yeah, Game
Hello?
Theory. Yeah. Okay. I have got to go.
You guys hear me?
I've got another podcast.
Sam, wave if you can hear me.
Waiting to go. So I'm going to go do
Fred,
that.
I can hear you.
Thank you so much for listening
It's the same
to
thing.
our show.
Oh, okay.
You can leave us a 5-star review. That'd be, if you're looking for a Christmas gift to give down to Dunk, give us a 5-star Apple Podcast review. Hope you guys have a great, great day and a Merry Christmas. And we'll talk to you guys again on Wednesday.